Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be first of a new video series that I'm doing on my channel that is going to focus on adrenal fatigue recovery and the different scenarios of the different type of setbacks that you might face. I faced countless of different scenarios during my recovery, so I think it would be a great new series to kind of dive into each situation, each type of setbacks that you might face to further help you on your recovery journey. For the setback scenario of this video, I will be talking about the setback that comes when you've been very anxious and you've been getting a lot of adrenaline rush symptoms or jittery muscle trembling and heart palpitations, like in the family of hyperactive fight or flight nervous system, that family of symptoms, and you suddenly go from that to a different family of symptoms, which are like fatigue, low energy, lethargic, eye symptoms, just like memory issues, brain fog, stuff like that. The scenario of the setback is that you have been in the hyper mode and suddenly you're in fatigue mode. And a lot of us thinks that when this first happens, that you're going backwards. Like I thought that too when it first happened to me. So that you feel like, did I do something wrong? I've been doing, all the recovery steps that seems to be improving, and it seems to be rest-based, and I've been taking care of myself. Why am I now suddenly fatigued? So that's what this video is all about. So if you are interested, keep watching. So before we fully get into the video, as always, I need to state my disclaimer that I'm not a medical doctor, trained therapist, or a registered nurse. I'm not here to diagnose, cure, or treat you of any type of health issues or health conditions. And I highly suggest that you check in with your medical doctor, your medical professional, before taking on any health advice. These are my experience, my own research, and the information that I'm sharing for your own research, and hopefully that may help you on your own recovery journey. Sometime in my phase 2, during my recovery, I noticed that I have been experiencing so much of the panic, the anxiety, the hyperactive umbrella. We'll just call that like the hyperactive symptoms. I went from that, and I was taking really good care of myself, into more of like tired, I had like fatigue eyes, memory issues. Like I would walk into a room and be like, wait, what was I coming in here for? Oh. And then I would remember like a second later. I also would get kind of like low energy in the morning, especially, and around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, like 2 to 3, I would hit this like afternoon low. And I'm someone who's like never had a habit of taking naps in my life. Like I've always had energy throughout. And it got to the point where just no way I could go on if I didn't take a nap around 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. That started happening, and I thought, oh, I must be doing something wrong. Like I'm eating well, I'm resting more, and what? This is not right. Little did I know that I actually was on the right track, because with adrenal fatigue and any type of health imbalance that's in the same kind of category of adrenal fatigue, which is like chronic stress induced and over achieving non-stop lifestyle, health imbalances like this can hit your adrenal. I mean, it hits a lot of different parts of you, but definitely your adrenals and your ability to cope with stress. It's like an overall systemic burnout, pretty much. When you're super low and depleted, your adrenals are responsible for many hormones. I've covered this on another video, so you might want to check out my adrenaline rush video as well. Your adrenals are responsible for different hormones, and some of the key ones are adrenaline, cortisol, DHEA, and such. So the cortisol is what your body produces for blood sugar regulation, anti-stress, anti-inflammatory, and it's like a mood managing, stress managing hormone. So if your adrenals are imbalanced and that the function of your adrenals are starting to fall less and less, suboptimal, at a pretty extreme version of it, it's going to start to pump out adrenaline in the place of cortisol, just because it's not functioning right. So anytime that your body usually produces cortisol, like in the morning, in the afternoon, when you're stressed, when you're trying to digest food and regulate your blood sugar, when you've got injuries and you need to have sort of like an anti-inflammatory effect, your body's going to produce the cortisol. So while it's super imbalanced in the beginning, like let's say you just had the crash, they are heavily damaged, they are going to be pumping out adrenaline along with the cortisol. So your symptoms are going to be like the nervous, the shaking, trembling, the heart palpitations, the like panic attacks, nocturnal panic attacks, constantly being in fight or flight, all sorts of symptoms. Check out my symptoms playlist. So your symptoms are going to be predominantly, not only, but predominantly hyper, like in the family of the hyperactive symptoms. As your adrenal glands start to recover gradually, your symptoms are actually going to shift to more of the fatigue family. So it's like you'll suddenly be like, well, I was hyper and panic attacked, but I at least still have energy, and now I just don't have energy. Well, it's a process. So it's going to move from just shooting out shooting out adrenaline with the cortisol to like the adrenaline stuff starts to gradually improve, and then you don't get those harsh symptoms anymore, and now you're getting like fatigue, just constantly tired, can't wake up, can't think, and all that, like I've covered earlier in this video. So what then most people will think, oh, something's wrong, I don't have energy. So they stop what they're doing, and they try to do things that they think will give them more energy, like exercise more, or taking certain supplements that are harsher or more intense, like some of the more intense adaptogenic herbs or the adrenal blends. And it's actually counterintuitive, because what that does is you were on the right track, because you're gonna go through the hyper mode, then you're gonna go through the tired mode, and then if you continue to do what you're doing, you'll get to gradually building your energy back. But here's where the setback and the downfall happens, is people freak out, because I did. I mean, it just makes sense. This is so difficult to navigate through. So it just sends a signal of like something's wrong, because I'm always tired. So people add more exercises, people add more stimulant back into their life, and that actually causes them to then go back, because then they're depleting their adrenals again, and so then it causes them to go back into the hyper mode. So that also kind of plays into the extreme highs and lows that I always talk about in phase 2 and phase 3. That's what's happening. My suggestion here, guys, is to continue to do what you're doing. Continue to rest, continue to eat well, continue to not do so much, do not add more activity back in yet, and let yourself just rest, because in a way the fatigue is your body signaling you that you need to continue to rest more. So just continue to do that. And keep in mind, guys, we're not on a time limit on this. I know we all want to get back into our daily lives and all that, but you are here because of a reason, because of an imbalance that you caused yourself. Fully be here. This is your chance to really set the record straight and really change your life for the better. I certainly have done that and have just reaped the rewards of like going through such harsh contrast and just being present with it and just do the work in it. So what I would suggest is when you phase that, continue to rest, don't get too antsy and don't freak out. Just give your body the rest and the recovery it still needs, and you will gradually move into the phase where you're starting to get more energy again. And it'll be very exciting, but it will be at the same time not this extreme high or low. Okay, so continue to do that. The mistake is when the fatigue sets in, people start to do more to try to get more energy, and they end up going back into the worst stage, which is the hyperactive stage. So, and I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people will go back and forth in that a lot, because that eagerness to try to do something about just simply being tired when it's natural for you to be tired because you have spent years of overdoing to get here. So your body's gonna be tired for quite a while. And it's a good thing because now it's getting the rest that it needs. So give yourself that. And just change your mindset. You know, you're doing something by doing nothing, because nothing right now is the something that you need. Guys, I really hope you found this video helpful and it brought you some value, and especially brought you some ideas and inspirations and motivation on your own health crash recovery journey. I'm very happy to provide these type of info and experience to help others who are going through what I went through a couple of years ago, which I would say to this day is probably one of the most intense challenges I've had to face, one of the most intense contrasts that I had to overcome and move through. So I'm very happy to provide these motivational, informational type of videos for you guys. Let me know how you like this format. If you want to see certain type of setbacks that you're facing, comment down below, email me, or join my Facebook group. You can find all the information for that in the description box. And my next topic will be the setback that's caused by boredom. So stay tuned for that on this series and my other videos that I will be coming up with on my channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.